All right. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening to all my grade 12 students. Welcome, welcome. All right. Today in this session, as I have mentioned, I'm going to discuss all the important topics, means the topics which you should not miss out in haloalkanes, alcohols, aldehydes, amines, and biomolecules. In the next 10 to 15 minutes, just stay connected till the end, and I request all of you to please share the video. I request you to share the video, students. Why? Because I'm providing free education to all. So in this free education, I want all the students of our country and outside also to get that free education. All right, let's start. So let's start topic wise, chapter wise. In the first topic, when I said do not leave this topic, students, remember the unit 10 or the unit 1 of organic chemistry. Compulsory question would come from nomenclature. You should learn nomenclature. In that nomenclature, remember priority of substituents. This is very important. You have to remember the priority of substituents. Then that question in this, if you learn this concept, it is easy for you to answer the nomenclature. Then gradually I'm running on, just pushing the topic from nomenclature in isomerism. Okay, so isomerism compulsory. You should only, they're going to ask you in isomerism what is the topic. They will clearly ask you one question from structural and one question from stereo. So state board students also have this. So structural isomerism as well as stereo isomerism, they're going to ask you a question. So please prepare for that topic. If you have already uploaded the video, watch it. Then gradually from isomerism, you are going to learn, careful students, very important, SN1 and SN2. Okay, and SN1 and SN2, they're going to ask you the mechanism or stereochemistry of that. And you also have to study, as I mentioned, chirality of the reaction. Chirality concept is important. Now in preparation of haloalkanes and haloarenes, remember, very important topic, that's nothing but free radical halogenation. Careful, this question is asked maximum in preparations. Free radical substitution of free radical halogenation reaction is there that you should study. And one more reaction, that is NSR, where we are using with the alkyl halides, formation of alkyl halides with your SOCl2, PCl5, PCl3. So careful with that. And after that, Grignard's reagent reaction is very important, students. Grignard's reagent, this is also important. Then, as you know, under name reactions, you are going to compulsory study Sandmeyer's reaction, because Sandmeyer's is one which is very important. Woods fatigue is one which is very important. Okay, Woods fatigue is one. Okay, that's easy. HVZ reaction also is important, right? All right, then the lighter topics you can always study. The haloarene substitute reactions are there, no? Yeah, electrophilic aromatic addition reactions or electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions, ESA, also are important. That's it. If you learn this, the whole chapter is done. Now let us come to the next topic. That's nothing but your alcohols. Now in alcohols, so phenols and ethers. Alcohols, I'm just writing phenols and ethers. Remember the topics which you should again not leave, because as I said, in every particular chapter, nomenclature is what they will ask you. Little bit in alcohols, some of the topics, like let me take nomenclature. One question they will ask you in nomenclature. So learn any nomenclature, any chapter they may ask you for naming the alcohols. Now you need to know the concept of hydrogen bonding in this chapter. The concept of hydrogen bonding question they will ask. Then they will ask you a question based on acidity of alcohols. So as in when you are learning, remember, as are you covering these topics. Then ester formation question, yes, ester formation is one. Then Lucas test is one more, students. Lucas test is one more. Then in ethers, if I have to tell you, Williamson ether synthesis, Williamson ether synthesis, yes, they're going to ask you that. And next, if I have to tell you, protecting groups, so you have to know protecting groups, what are there, how are the protecting groups, how the protecting groups or sensitive functional groups, what are there. The protecting groups are what you should learn. They'll ask a question. Then according to me, in alcohols, oxidation of alcohols is very important. Then they're going to ask you about cleavage of ethers. Cleavage of ethers is one. Then they are going to ask you a question based on phenol derivatives. Yes, phenol derivatives. In that, you're going to study electrophilic substitution reactions. Okay, then important thing in alcohols is you have to remember, like, learn the concept of ether cleavage. Yeah, ether cleavage is one topic which they'll ask you. Then ester hydrolysis is one more which you should learn. Then alcoholic dehydration, dehydration is one concept which they're going to ask you. Then Grignard's reagent reaction. Yes, Grignard's reagent reaction is what they will ask you. Then important thing is, what is the role of ether as solvent? What is the role of ether as solvent? They're going to ask you what is the role of ether as solvent. This also they will ask you. Then gradually they may ask you conversion of, in this conversion, let me write, in conversion they'll ask you alcohols to alkyl halides. Alcohols to alkyl halides, this is quite common conversion which they're going to ask you. Please learn this conversion. Okay, this is about the alcohols chapter. Very few questions, very important. If you learn those, your chapter will be complete. Next, let us come and learn the important topics which are there in aldehydes, ketones, and acids. Okay, ketones and carboxylic acids. All right. Now, in aldehydes, ketones, and carboxylic acids, chapter is big, but little bit important topics are there, students. You are going to study basically, every topic, whether it is aldehyde, ketones, and acids. Nomenclature, as I said, is important. Okay, for all the three, nomenclature compulsory you should study. Now, after you study in the basic preparations, like the reactions which very the focused one, if it is there, if I have to take in aldehydes, remember tolerance test is very important. Tolerance test is important, where you distinguish between aldehydes and ketones, right? Tolerance test is used to distinguish between aldehydes and ketones. Then aldol condensation is very, very important. Aldol condensation. Done these two. Suppose if I'm taking ketones. So the ketones important thing, as I have mentioned, oxidation reaction under ketones, compulsory oxidation reaction. Then Friedel-Crafts acylation reactions. So Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction, Friedel-Crafts acylation. This is very important, students. Okay, reaction of ketones with benzene, that is important. So what is that? The reaction of ketones with benzene. This is also an important topic which you should remember, which you have to study. Then in case of acids, carboxylic acids, when I take in carboxylic acids, esterification reaction is important. Don't leave the esterification reaction. You will get compulsory in esterification reaction question. Then decarboxylation reaction also, they'll ask you a question. So decarboxylation reaction also is one more important topic in this. So these are the common things in aldehydes. These are the common things in ketones and acids. And now in chemical reactions, you should be very, very careful, students. In chemical reactions, whatever you're studying, first, very, very important is oxidation of primary alcohols. Remember, oxidation of 1-degree alcohols. Okay, it leads to acids, right? So oxidation of 1-degree alcohols leads to aldehydes first, and then it will get converted to acids. Then they'll teach you again secondary alcohols also. They're going to ask you secondary oxidation of secondary alcohols to ketones, correct? And important, as I said, after oxidation reaction, tolerance test, Fellings and shifts. These three compulsory one question will come. Tolerance, Fellings and shifts. You need to study Fellings and shifts. You need to study this reactions compulsory. They're going to ask you one question from this as a case-based question. Okay, nomenclature already is discussed. So in physical properties, students, this is chemical. Now physical, I'm talking about aldehydes. In case of physical properties, remember the physical properties, they're going to ask you based on what concepts. Then ask you about boiling point. They're going to ask you a question about dipole dipole interactions. And also they're going to ask you a question based on acid, in terms of acids. Suppose if I take in acids, carboxylic acids, they're going to ask you a question based on higher boiling point. Okay, higher, why they have higher boiling point than aldehydes. Acids have higher boiling point than aldehydes and ketones. Why? That is nothing but due to hydrogen bonding, no? So that question is very important. Okay, then in chemical properties only, you can also add one more important, as I said, in chemical, aldol, I already discussed earlier, canizaro, and ester hydrolysis. These two topics also are important. Okay, now during test, students, if they're asking you tests, any specific test, so they're going to ask you, careful, this test you should remember. Bayes test is one they're going to ask you, students. Bayes test they're going to ask you. Then benzoin condensation also. Benzoin condensation products, whatever are there, they may ask you in the form of a case based question. They may ask you in the form of a case based question. Okay, so careful with this. Then that is about your aldehydes. Now let's come and start with amines. Easy. Amines, let us see in amines what topic are important. Then as said, nomenclature compulsory one question, learn nomenclature of all the chapters. Then after that, your classification of amines. So they're going to give you an order and classification of amines. They'll give you an order to identify. Then in the reactions, ammonolysis is very important, students. Ammonolysis reaction is important. Then yeah, reductive amination, this is very important topic. Reductive amination is one more topic which they're going to ask you. Then Gabriel phthalimide synthesis. Remember, Gabriel phthalimide synthesis. Gabriel phthalimide is one which you should study. Phthalimide. Then Hoffman's bromamide. These are all the name reactions. Hoffman's bromamide reaction. Then diazotization reaction, bromide reaction. Then diazotization. This is one more you need to study, and don't leave it, because they may ask you in the form of identify questions, precipitate questions also. Then Sand-Meyer's reaction. Yes, Sand-Meyer's is one more which they'll ask you. Then azo, cleavage of azo compounds. Cleavage of azo compounds is one more. One cleavage of azo compounds is one more. Then Hinsberg test is one more. They'll ask you, students. Hinsberg test is one more. And if I have to ask you about the thing, important is basicity. One more topic is important is basicity of amines. You're going to study the concept of basicity of amines. For everything I have done videos, 1700 videos I have uploaded. Please watch it. In the basicity, you should also study the effect of substituent. Effect of substituent is what you're going to study. So substituents means whether what happens when it is electron withdrawing groups, if they are there, if they are electron releasing groups, what happens to the basicity. Okay, then I think one more is there. Conversion or preparation of amides from amines. Okay, amines getting converted to amides. This is one more topic which you should learn compulsory. Then along with this, Gattermann reaction, Cannizzaro reaction, Riemann-Tiemann reaction, Hoffman bromide degradation, Dawes process, means basically, electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction. These are all reactions there. But here, basic thing which they are compulsory going to ask this time, like isocyanide test. I felt this is very important. Isocyanide test, azo dye test. So let me write the different test which you have, so that you'll remember for the examination. So here under the amines only, simple coupling. Yeah, coupling is one. Gattermann is one. Coupling, you will remember. Gattermann is one. Okay. Cannizzaro. Ma'am, this is all coming under aldehydes. Riemann-Tiemann, I am just collectively giving it, students. Riemann-Tiemann, Hoffman is one. Dawes process is one. Electrophilic addition reactions is one. Electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions. Sorry, substitution reactions is one. Gabriel synthesis is one. Gabriel. I'll write here. Gabriel synthesis is one. Then reduction of nitro compounds is one. Reduction of nitro compounds, as I've mentioned. These are all important. Azo dye, benzoin condensation, reduction of amides. Alright. Then biomolecules is what I'm going to come to. Then in biomolecules topic, biomolecules, simple. You will mainly study about biomolecules, Fischer projection formula, Fischer projection, Howard structure, Fischer projection, Howard structure. You will study that projection, Howard structure. Then in Howard structures, and in case of proteins, you'll be studying about monomers of proteins, monomers, peptide bond formation, peptide bond, then bond. Then you'll be studying about primary 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree and 4 degree protein structure. Protein structure. This is important, compulsory one question. And gradually you'll be studying about your DNA. Yeah, DNA structure. DNA structure, and then comes your RNA. RNA, in that RNA you have your mRNA. What is the role of that? mRNA role, tRNA role. Yes, then rRNA role. Yes, these are all you have to study. And little concept about hydrogen bonding they'll ask you. Hydrogen bonding concept is what they'll ask you. That's it. These are the concepts of your 12th board examination, students. Now let me ask you, normally till now Vani ma'am has done 1.7k videos. Yeah, 1.7k videos. So she has been continuously interacting with you all, uploading all important topics. So I request all of you to mention in the comment section. Okay, please, I request all of you mention in comment section what topics you want me to do now, what topics you want me to do, what topics you just to upload, what topics to upload. If you mention it, I'll be doing according to your requirement. As said, Vani ma'am always provides free education. Okay, she doesn't charge a single rupee, students. I being a principal, I just remember, believe children education is very, very important. Yes, so free education is what is. So please, I request you to please like the video. I request you to share the video, and I request you to support the channel. If you support the channel only, support the channel will go ahead. Thank you so much, students. Bye bye.